There now. That should be better. For some reason, they pushed the April feature update to Windows 10 yesterday, and for whatever reason that seems to have tweaked OBS's settings and turned off its capture of the audio in the headset mic. Is that better now? Can everybody hear me? Well, hold on, because apparently if you're all watching and talking to me and I'm not seeing it, then stream chat isn't working either. So let me reboot that as well. But yeah, everything should be working now. I'm seeing the levels and everything looks good, so yeah, it's so strange to me that it behaves that way, but anyway, we should be good now. So anyway, all you missed was Daniel whining that I said the Sorrows should fight the White Legs instead of leaving. And you have the right to pull them off of their land. This is the way the world is. They're part of it, whether you like it or not.
No. This is how we made it. And we brought it to them. Joshua must be waiting for you. I'll stay here with the others.
Waking Cloud has returned to the Sorrows camp. She gave back my armor, that's good. You've lost Waking Cloud's Quiet as the Waters perk. And here we are at level 25. Alright, I'm going to raise Barter to 70. And Sneak to 71. And then I'm going to take Science up to 80. Now, with a skill magazine, I can hack very hard terminals. And we'll actually have one to go hack as soon as we get back to the Mojave.
Thank you for this. I know Daniel doesn't approve, but destroying the White Legs is the only way to ensure the Sorrows can remain in Zion. You and I will lead a group of Dead Horse warriors and Sorrows hunters into Three Marys from this position. Our objective is to find the White Legs leader, Salt Upon Wounds, and prevent him from fleeing. Show no quarter to the White Legs we come across. Make no mistake about why we are here. This is an extermination.
Loud and clear, Joshua. Let's do it.
God be with you.
Joshua Graham has given you the Way of the Canaanite perk. While Joshua Graham is in your party, any .45 caliber auto pistol you use has less spread and is twice as likely to score critical hits. That is actually kind of a lame perk. Oh well. Alright, so basically this puts us out at Caterpillar's Mound right outside the Sorrows camp. Fast travel is disabled, and we have to navigate all the way through Zion fighting White Legs along the way.
Yes.
So Three Marys is way down here in the southwest. The good news, if you want to call it that, is that the encounters with animals are also disabled during this part. We're going to have nothing but occasional White Leg spawns all the way from here to Three Marys. As you might expect, Joshua pretty easily turns out to be the best companion we've had. Truth be told, it's probably not the best idea to try and loot everything that comes along during this stretch. Given how much we already have, the fact that there's no pausing or interrupting this action once it gets rolling, and I don't want to be over-encumbered the entire time. I don't think. Maybe I can tolerate it, we'll see. Anyway, Nyron, thank you for the Discord message about the sound. With the audio pickup disabled and my chat not working, I had no idea. So, I appreciate the heads up. While we're between fights, let's talk about what we're going to do coming up tomorrow on my day off. I looked up a tiny bit more about I'm Scared, just a tiny bit more. I didn't want to know much about it, but apparently it's actually very short, and by very short I mean like under half an hour. So that kind of removes it as a candidate for an all-day stream, which, you know, I'm fine with. That doesn't bother me. But it got me thinking, though, that it would be a lot of fun, maybe a lot of fun, to do a blind stream of I'm Scared tonight, since it's only half an hour long. I can do it before bed, and maybe do Iron Thief tomorrow like I was originally planning. What would you guys think of that? I have to admit, I just got really curious about I'm Scared because it got recommended to me because I liked Doki Doki Literature Club, and then I googled a tiny bit about it, and you know, the Steam tags just say it's a meta horror game that protagonizes the player, and then I found somebody saying that I found somebody else making a comparison to Doki Doki, but they said it's like if you stripped out all of the sadness and tragedy and made it 10 times scarier. So, needless to say, I was intrigued by that description, and then I stopped reading because I didn't want to spoil anything.
Time's up. Prepare.
We've got somebody behind us. You keep overwriting the same save and it will corrupt in this game. Well, that's a good point, actually. I've been, I should at least start alternating, so that I have two going. I might as well stay on this side and use the bridge. Yeah, I know. I'm talking about the Steam version. I would be playing the longer full release that came out in 2016. There's a free version that was originally released in 2012 that you can still play, like, for free somewhere. I can't remember where. Is Joshua basically immortal? It sure seems that way. Hi, Silent. Nice to see you, by the way. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. I guess we had a few technical issues this time, but not nearly as stubborn as they have been in the past. Alright, let's just go down. I'm sure he'll find his way. What's funny to me is that, oh, Joshua's going a different way. Maybe if they burned him slightly longer and threw him off a higher cliff. Oh, now he's back with me.
Prepare to meet your...
Yeah, I'm not gonna let myself get over encumbered with stuff, and I don't think we can actually, I don't think we can make Joshua into a pack mule, so at this point, I need to stop my usual game of picking up everything. No, I didn't see that, Strange. Strange says that Cletremus, one of my favorite Thief video players, uploaded a 6-hour ghost run of a mission called Mines of Margroth. I've actually played that mission way back in the day, but I don't get to spend nearly as much time watching videos as I used to or would like to. Silent asks how these are counting as sneak attacks. Actually, if you came in after the first 5 minutes, actually, oh shit, an anti-material rifle. Yeah, we're trading some shit for that. I didn't expect to just find that. Hello, gorgeous. How you doing? Of course, it's so badly damaged we can't use it, but still. There we go. But as I was saying, in the first 5 minutes of the video, completing Daniel's quest, I leveled up to 25, and I made a point, like I said in the last video, of boosting my sneak skill above 70, and suddenly sneaking is going a lot better. I remembered, I wasn't certain it was still true in this game. Oh, shoot, I got turned around. But I did kind of remember from Fallout 3 that 70 sneak was kind of a threshold in the actual skill number, where it became much, much easier to sneak up on stuff, and that appears to be holding true in New Vegas as well. Joshua won't talk to me right now, so I can't have him repair it.
The time for talk is past. The Lord's work must be done.
And well, that will have something to do with all the caps from offloading the loot here when we finish the expansion, won't we?
Where you stand.
Yeah, Joshua is definitely the most useful companion we've had so far in the entire game. Like, that includes the main game, Mojave Desert, too. This is amazing. Just want to make sure. Okay, I mean, the anti-material drop makes it clear that at minimum I need to be checking all of these, all of the bodies. Yeah, goddamn, Joshua is fucking deadly. No kidding. Hi, Cyclo. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, too bad it's broken, but whatever. I'm drowning in caps, and I was even saying earlier when someone asked what I was going to do with all the caps I had, I said, oh, you know, just keep my weapons repaired and buy 50 MG ammo for the anti-mat rifle. So, I guess our first step after we get back to the Mojave, besides, which way should I go? Doesn't look like it matters. Besides, you know, just gear transfer and offloading, is I'm gonna spend whatever it takes at the Mojave Outpost to get that anti-mat rifle repaired, and then I will have plenty of loot to sell to make up for whatever happens. So, do you have any extra weapons that you can repair with and lower your weight a little? No, I don't have the jury rigging perk. Shut up with the gunshots. No, Silent. I don't have the jury rigging perk, so the only thing I could repair it with is another anti-mat rifle, which I don't have at the moment. I'm not worried about my carry weight, though. Everything I'm leaving behind right now is just redundant. If I find something else that I really want to bring along, then I'll make room for it by dropping something that's just vendor trash. Jesus, Josh. I mean, damn. Dude just fucking slays. Oh, somewhere up there, I could have sworn I saw a third one. Good morning, Donna. Yes, one of the generic white leg mooks dropped an anti-material rifle. So that was the excitement that you missed. Now you need guns at 100. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, see, it requires 8 strength and 100 guns to use effectively, so we won't actually be using it for a while, but it's pretty cool to have one without actually having to pay for it. Oh, can I mod this one? Oh, you know what? This may not work actually, because I think I'm still gonna need to buy it because I need the GRA version in order to install my mods. Our excitement may have been premature. Okay, yeah, we got turned the wrong direction. I think we needed to go the other way back at this fork. I mean, I liked the look of that skeleton, but maybe I read too much into it. Does your gun score affect more than your damage? Yes. It, like, if you look at the weapons I'm carrying, you can see they, well, I'll use my I can't use my cursor. So you see there above the damage, you see like that bullet symbol with a 100 next to it, or down here on the hunting rifle, you see how it's 50. That's like a skill threshold. If your skill is below that threshold and you try to use the gun, like you can still use it, but your aim will be all wobbly and it'll kind of suck. Well, no, this doesn't look like it's actually a fork. I guess I was going the right way. Okay. Sorry about that. This seemed like it was too big a loop, but I guess this is the right direction. Yeah, it's almost like, if you've played the original Deus Ex, it's almost like that, where the gun just bobs and weaves, and it's almost impossible to get a steady aim with it if your skill level is below the posted threshold. So for the anti-mad and the brush gun, and I think a couple of others, the threshold is actually 100. If I remember right, for the sniper rifle, it's 75, and I haven't even quite hit 75 yet, which is why I'm still stuck with a hunting rifle. I need to make some space. Some food, anything, food and water. You know, anything I'm actually going to use takes priority over anything I'm just picking up to sell. So. Let's head up the river. That appears to be the ticket. Somebody just said that in chat, too. Well, there we go. You like to give Cass an anti-mat rifle and power armor, and she just pones. Well, that's fair, although I'm pretty sure that'd be true of anybody who you gave an anti-mat rifle and power armor to. 3 Marys. Here we go. Alright. We're done crossing territory we've already been in, but this is largely going to go the same. We're going to kill a bunch of white legs along the way. Although I'm wondering why there aren't any traps. Yeah, no, exactly. I'm gonna hold off on. I'm not going to spend money repairing this one since it isn't GRA, and I can't mod it. But oh, here's the backup. Yeah, that's a comment I started to make at the beginning. Like all that noise about how we needed to get the other tribals to help us. Now this is fun. You'll notice I saved. Because, freak. Maybe they got rid of this feature. Because I remembered from earlier plays that even if I was hidden, Joshua would turn hostile if I killed any of these people. That doesn't appear to be the case. It's nice. And we've discovered 3 Marys. Kill the backup to handicap yourself. No, it's more like kill the backup to make sure I get all the experience. Take a toaster. Empty box. Need to make room again. Drop another fire axe. If you don't want to do the DLC, well, you can just kill Follows Chalk at the beginning if you want to do Chaos in Zion, but that prevents you from getting all the sweet, sweet rewards like Salt Upon Wounds' Power Fist and Joshua Graham's Armor. The second one, Joshua Graham's Armor, that's the main reason I'm doing this DLC when I am. That's the best light armor in the game, like, no question. Ooh, average locked metal box. Do I like Fallout 3 more than New Vegas? You know, overall, no. I like New Vegas a little better, I think, but they do different things better. I think I like almost all the changes that New Vegas made to gameplay, like, I guess you could say you could refer to it as the things that made it more complicated, like all the extra guns, the perks every 2 levels instead of every level, the crafting system, and Joshua, my dude.
Die where you stand.
Got me covered, man. And I think the main storyline, all of those things I definitely like better in New Vegas. That being said, though, New Vegas, in my opinion, suffers much worse from what someone on Tuesday called location. Ah, yes.
This is taking too long. We can't let Salt Upon Wounds escape. I'm going to find a way around. God willing, we will finish this together.
Joshua Graham has left your company. And apparently I got everything he was carrying. Okay, yeah, so we're on our own for a little bit now, which is fine. But somebody called it location multiplication, and I do think it's a true statement to say that New Vegas is much worse about that than Fallout 3 was. Like, in New Vegas, if you're in a location that isn't tied to one of the major quests, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be the same, you know, 2-chamber cave or single room house with nothing going on in it. Whereas in 3, what I really liked about it is you'd stumble upon some random place with no quest tied to it, like, and it would still be this huge dungeon with a whole bunch of backstory to uncover, like LOB Enterprises in downtown DC, or Mama Dolce's with all the Chinese communist ghouls in it. Like, New Vegas doesn't really have anything like that. shame because that stuff is cool.
I'm still
Let me do a regular save now. I'd like to sneak crit this guy if I could, since I'm by myself. But
I'm still Boniki.
I will say this too, and that's not to say I'm not eventually going to play it, because it also has its strengths, and despite how much I complain about it, I still think it's a great game. But I like... Yeah, he's not going to go back to... But I like 3 and New Vegas both much better than I like 4. Where are you? Yeah, nope, can't have that. Alright, I gotta get my full speed going. And this is all... You know, my two main beefs with Fallout 4, you know, they're both things I've said before, but I did not like the Radiant Quest system in Skyrim. I was super disappointed at the extent to which they doubled down on it in Fallout 4, and I also really ended up hating the settlement system. Like, I thought it was a cool idea. I thought it was neat to have the option to build so much stuff, but then you know, seeing how hard they ended up pushing it in order to succeed, especially on survival difficulty, you know, with those ungodly limitations on carrying capacity. Once they rolled out real survival mode, you basically couldn't function without building up all the settlements as a sort of slowly advancing wall behind you. I kind of got fed up with Fallout 4, so I'll tough it out eventually, because they're... And you know, and that's what's maybe most irritating about it, is there's so much good content in there too. Like, it's got tons of really great, unique levels of the sort I like. You know, Pikmin's Gallery immediately comes to mind, but just in general, Fallout 4 kind of turns into a slog for me that I don't enjoy that much, which is a shame. Maybe I just need to figure out a different way to play, where I don't try so hard to hoard everything. Alright. I think my chat's frozen again. Nobody's said anything in 7 minutes, which seems unlikely. I'll reboot it. In the meantime, we've emerged back out into Three Marys. We've bypassed the explosion the White Legs set off. We should be able to continue. Should be pretty straightforward too. Yeah, okay, so this direction is where the blockade was, so let's go check back here for goodies. Yep, chat was frozen. So I missed the last 7 minutes of chat or so. I'm just now seeing the comment that Keck loved the bit with Kellogg's memories. Yeah, I mean, that was a good bit too. That's what's irritating about Fallout 4 to me, is there are lots of what I'd call really good bits that you just have to slot. At least to me, the Radiant questing and the settlement building just feel like an inescapable slog that you keep having to mess around in to get to the good stuff. Oh, there's a bear trap here. Tripwire, our usual rigged shotgun. You can see a pressure plate under there, which I believe is tied to this grenade bouquet. So we got a goodie stash here. All right, onward. Did I enjoy any of the Mass Effect games? I have not played any of the Mass Effect games. I know that's a huge, I'm told at least that's a huge oversight in the, from what I hear, it's kind of a Dead Space series progression. Well, not quite. I've heard that 2 is far and away the best Mass Effect. 1 was good, 2 was phenomenal, then 3 sucked, and the less said about everything after 3, the better. But I haven't played any of them. The Institute were utterly retarded. Why did they create obedient synths to hunt and destroy escape synths, instead of just making them obedient from the start? Well, yeah, and Nicholas, that's the point I made earlier. I hated how hard they pushed settlement mode. I really hated that. And, well, I don't know. I mean, why did Kellogg shoot the other parent at the beginning? I mean, he could have just... there are times, even in Fallout Land, where violence doesn't exactly make sense, and that seems to me to be one of them. Like, if Kellogg just sprung open the pods, explained to all 3 of you what happened, and invited you to come to the Institute, I'm pretty sure all 3 of you would have gladly said, fuck yes, let's go. And the entire arc of the storyline could have been avoided. I mean, that doesn't make for very good drama, but I don't know why Kellogg would just immediately bust a cap in one of the parents. That didn't make a whole lot of sense. Especially considering that, you know, the 2 parents, I guess, what are their default names? Nate and Nora, is that right? I mean, he referred to them as backups anyway, so they were useful to the Institute on their own. He should have just brought all 3 of you. Alrighty. Onward and upward. Let's stay up here where the actual tents and whatnot are. I think this is where all the goodies in action are gonna be. Well, there's not nearly as much action as I remembered. Average locked explosives crate. I'm kind of surprised at the lack of opposition here so far in Three Marys. Maybe killing the wife was a survival over. Kellogg needed that XP. Yeah, that's the ticket right there. That's it. Why did they kidnap Sean for his pure DNA when the entire place was shielded from harmful radiation? It's another excellent question. Yeah, no, the Institute's fuck everybody else in the wasteland just because we're evil thing didn't make a whole lot of sense either. I agree, Nyron. That's like I said, Bethesda is not very good at writing main stories. Like, yeah, ever since Michael Kirkbride left, their stories have gotten kind of nonsensical and silly. Michael Kirkbride, for those who don't know, wrote The Elder Scrolls 3 and 4. And actually, to be fair, Oblivion's main story was quite a bit more compelling than Skyrim's, but paled in comparison to the sublime beauty and complexity that was Morrowind's. But I mean, Bethesda haven't had a really, really good main story since Morrowind. I'm pretty comfortable standing by that statement. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you cripple me, bro. Sorry. Ain't nobody got time for that.
You can.
What the heck is going on? It must be a poison he's got on his weapon. They really thought saving your child would be a super motivating plot line, like finding your dad. How original. Well, and it's even worse, though, because, like, yeah, in Fallout 3, they at least remembered to, like, characterize your dad and give you time to bond with him and care about him. Like, in Fallout 4, they're just like, you have a child, and he has been lost. You're motivated. It's like, no, I'm really not. Like, you didn't give him any bonding time, you didn't give him any characterization. Like, you know, in Fallout 3, I was motivated to find my dad. I mean, the dulcet tones of Liam Neeson talking me through my entire childhood before he disappeared, yeah, I was fucking motivated. That did not happen in 4. Bye, Donna. Thanks for joining us, as long as you did. I appreciate you being here. Okay, yeah, this is the right way. In New Vegas, you're just a pissed-off mailman. That's true. Well, what's weird to me is, like, the only motivation I can possibly give to the courier in my head to do everything that he does is vengeance, right? Like, that's the only thing that makes him stalking Benny across the entire Mojave make any sense. And then at the end, you actually have the option to, like, forgive Benny to the point where you, like, go out of your way to save his life from Caesar's Legion. It's like, eh. Alright, at that point, you're too committed to giving me options. Like, no, Benny deserves to fucking die. It's the only thing. It's the only way I can make the courier's actions in this game make any sense to myself. Blew right past that bear trap, got carried away talking. Oh, yeah, no, I think, our favorite meme, Todd Howard, like, hasn't he already admitted that the voiced protag in 4 was a mistake that they're not going to do again? I'm 99% certain I recall him admitting that in an interview. Alright, well, let's make our way down there. We got another camp here. It looks like my allies have already cleared it out. Well, that's annoying. I would have liked that experience. I guess I'll take it from you. If Benny had just changed his suit, the courier would never have found him. You know, now that you mentioned it, I think that's true. Because what's the courier always say? Guy in a checked suit. Or guy in a checkered suit. Despite having less opposition than I remembered, the canyon itself is proving to be a lot bigger and longer than I remembered. That's okay, though. I kind of like having a reason to poke around and stuff to look at. I think we ought to be getting close, though. More white legs. Come on. Fucking hunting rifle. Oh, must be outside the effective range. Fine, we'll get closer. Apparently getting closer will get me spotted. There we go. I really just wanted to bag one. What the hell was that? I really want to know why I got yanked out of VATS after one punch. Or two punches. Why does it keep yanking me out of VATS? What's going on? Well, this is annoying as hell. Alright. New plan. Fuck you. I was gonna say, if I can just let my AP recharge, I should be able to handle this guy just fine. Perfect. Benny's incredibly full of himself. That he is. Grab a drink while we're at it. We'll go back into stealth mode. Alright, I can't stream for that much longer, so we may have to put off the actual confrontation with Salt Upon Wounds till next Tuesday. I hope not, but if this canyon drags on much longer, we're gonna have to. Oh, never mind.
That's it.
What the heck? Whoa, wait, what? What the hell just happened? Okay, hold on.
That's it.
Joshua's hostile. Well, maybe we're doing it this way. He's also incredibly powerful.
You can accompany.
I may have to redo all this.
That's it. Prepare.
Yep. Okay. So, here's what I think happened. I think it's true that Joshua goes hostile if you kill any of the other tribals. And I think the issue is it doesn't happen until this big final fight. Yep. So here's what we're gonna do. Since we all just watched that, I'm going to restart off screen and get back to this point. And the next video you see, I'll just have done that again, come back to that point without killing the other tribals, and we'll be saved right before that final confrontation gets rolling, and then we'll actually do the final confrontation with Salt Upon Wounds on next Tuesday's stream. So I'm sorry about that. I should have been more careful, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, let me just try one more time just to see if maybe I can make something different happen.
That's it. Take it.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna work. Okay. But, you know, I have to end this stream now anyway. I'm out of time. So, for some reason, chat is refusing to load up again, so I'm sure you guys are laughing at me, saying all sorts of things, making fun of me, as you should be, because that was very silly. But anyway, so for what's next, as I mentioned, for Fallout, I'm going to off-screen back to that point, and in the next Fallout stream, we'll take care of the last battle with Salt Upon Wounds, and hopefully everything will actually be fixed and working properly. As for the next stream, as I mentioned, I'm going to do a blind run of I'm Scared tonight. Probably start at 8 o'clock my time. So there was some confusion over what my time zone is. I am in the Mountain Time Zone. Mountain Standard Time is UTC -7, but we're on Daylight Savings right now. Mountain Daylight Time, as I understand it, is UTC -6. So I'll be back here tonight at 8 p.m. UTC -6, and we'll be doing a blind run of I'm Scared. I'm excited, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared, because you all know how badly Doki Doki fucked with me. So when you describe a game as like that, but 10 times scarier without any of the you know, sadness or character development kind of things, like I'm intrigued. I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen. So yeah, thanks for tolerating the hiccups in chat and the audio. I still can't see chat, so I don't know what you're saying, and I'm sorry about that. But I will hopefully see most of you tonight for I'm Scared, and if not, it'll be a nice tidy little half-hour video for you to watch. And as mentioned, back to Fallout next Tuesday. I'll fix this on my own time so you don't have to watch Three Marys again. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Have a fantastic day. See you tonight.